Today, we continue our dive into a topic that has redefined how we connect, love, and build relationships in the 21st century. That is online dating. It's a phenomena sweeping across the globe, and its ripple effects are being felt here. But what does it mean for the DNA of our love lives, and why are so many turning to digital dating for love? Globally, the online dating industry is booming, with over 366 million people now using various platforms. Today, online dating is the most common way for couples to meet. Online dating does have issues. However, it is steadily gaining traction in Africa, with an estimated 1 in 5 adults having tried it. But why are many now leaning to online dating? In this episode, we dive into the tale of T-Man and Essie, whose love story defines digital dating. Their initial conversation led to a genuine spark. And after a few months, an in-person vacation was made. Thereafter, their families were introduced and a beautiful wedding was conducted. Defying the odds of distance and cultural divide, they've built a strong bond. Today, they are a couple, proving that love knows no bounds. This is your most innovative Kenyan podcast, reporting for Dialogue Dive Season 2. Did you know that over 40% of couples in Africa now say they meet online? Yes, that's more and more people finding love through online means. Online dating is not just about swiping left and swiping right. It's about opening yourself to new opportunities and the willingness to find love wherever that may take you.
What's up, guys? I'm back with another interesting video of the Dialogue Dive episode 2. And today I'm with my co-host, none other than Mr. T-Man.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm your host, Natalia Essie. So, today we are doing the continuation of where we left the story. My question is, have you seen the first episode that we did? Have you subscribed? Did you like it? Did you enjoy the story? So today we are doing the part 2, and today we will make sure that we know we have kept you waiting, guys, and today we'll give you the full gist. So just, take your cup of tea and just sip, because we are here to give you hot gist. Yeah. I don't think it's you, might be me. There's just so many things going on. So, Mr. T-Man.
Yes.
Do you mind telling my fans, after you came in November, so what happened after that?
Okay. So, November was a very interesting month. I think for both of us. It was the first time I was here. And I believe it was the first time you were meeting someone that came all the way from the distance I came. Yeah. So we got to the airport. It took a while to get out of the airport, but finally I exited JKIA. And if you're familiar with the structure of JKIA, you come out, you see a lot of people waiting for their own guests and taxi drivers. And I was looking at, where's this person, right? And then, my eyes, laser focused eyes, trying to find where she was. And lo and behold, she was there with her pink trousers and dress and her wonderful dreadlocks. And
I think it was just like every couple, coming together. I don't know if we ran towards each other. Did we run towards each other?
Yeah.
We ran? Okay, yeah.
I don't remember also like who fast.
Yeah, I think there was, because again, this was the first time I was meeting you, so there was obviously some shyness involved, right? Yeah. But I think in November, we met, and for me, I already booked like the place I was gonna stay, as well as plans for the vacation and everything, right?
Sundown and salty cheese. It's not a cute look getting kicked out of the bar when you're no longer 19. Still acting like a child, feeling like nobody gets it. I always start these fights, don't hate my guts right now, 'cause I'm still figuring it out. You're the
I don't know who proposed to go to the village between you and I.
It's you, because you are like, actually, I don't know what was in your mind, but you said that you wanted to go and like see my mom first before you go back. At least you need to meet my parents,
Mm-hmm.
And I took you home. Yeah, and that's how. So when you went back, I think you had like full answers to your question and whatever you needed. So I think that one, you really needed to see my mom. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You are the one who suggested you want to see my mom.
Yeah. And honestly, actually, part of the reason was I was just kind of curious how village life was too as well, because village life is very different from city life. So I think, we suggested that we should go to the village, and we agree. So after we went to Masai Mara, Nakuru, we, very beautiful places. We saw so much stuff. We then came back, and then we decided that, hey, let's just say hi to your village, right?
Yeah.
I'm still figuring it out. You're the silver lining when I can't seem to find it. When the whole world is against me, you're not. Baby, you're the bright side when there's no goddamn sunshine. You're always around to pick me up.
So I think when I finally got back home to Canada, it was December that you talked to someone outside of me in my family.
Yeah.
Right? Who was that you talked to?
It was your mom.
Oh, it was my mom. Okay. How was the experience?
The experience was good.
Mm-hmm. In 3 words, how would you describe my mom?
My mom is good, actually. My mom-in-law, yeah.
Okay.
My mom-in-law is so good. She's so loving. She's so caring. She loves me the way she loves us. And one thing I loved about her is that she's so funny. At the same time, she's so tough. She can give you a question while she's smiling. But let me tell you guys, you need to have that wisdom to answer our questions. But I just felt like she was so welcoming, and she was happy talking to me, and I was happy talking to her.
Yeah.
You're the silver lining.
So the story is, I got back home and I decided to, reveal the secret to my mom, tell her the reason why I actually went to Kenya, right? And, I think African parents are very similar everywhere. The initial reaction is like, what? Right? And honestly, I was expecting the worst, right?
Yeah.
I was expecting to have this very uphill to climb, convincing them of everything I wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
But I think what helped was, in this particular situation, is I understand my mom. I've basically known her since I was born, right? And, it's all about the approach and, the approach I used. And it wasn't that much of an uphill battle, let's just say, right? I didn't just come out and say, hey, I traveled to Kenya and blah, blah, blah. I presented it in a story of, this is what I did. This is what I've been looking for. And this is what I see like a future in, right? And I was very straight up with her, and surprisingly, it wasn't that much of an uphill. One of the first things she asked was to talk to you, and I think
You are not there when she was talking to
yeah, I wasn't there actually, because she said I should not be there.
And she was like,
actually.
you have to call me every day.
Yeah.
Like, I have to call her every day.
Yeah, exactly. So she said I shouldn't even be there. But I did give you a bit of prep though.
Yeah, you gave me a prep. Like, you gave me a leakage.
Yeah.
Yeah, of who your parents are, what to expect and not what to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just that kind of background, right?
Yeah, and I think from there, that's how we talked. And like, I met your dad also. I met your brother.
Mm-hmm.
And also I met your sister. Then from there, when I went home for Christmas, that's now when we decided we should make like both families to meet.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way was for them to meet online.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the only way was for them to meet online. So this is where Zoom and Microsoft Teams,
Yeah.
not sponsored yet.
I see it in your eyes. Yeah, I can read the signs. You need to get away. It's time we make.
So I'm kind of curious, how did you go about telling your mom that this stranger or this person was coming to the village? Like, what was who is this? Like, what? Like, as if I was a parent, and then you came to me and you said, I'm bringing this like person. I'm gonna have a million questions for you. So how did you go about telling your mom?
It was not that big issue, but like, I was just I told her straightforward, like, I have a guest, I would like to bring him home. Nothing much. That's what I said.
And then did she ask who's this guest?
Yeah, and the problem was like, because I knew there will be like a language barrier. That's why we invited my aunt to help my mom out, because I can't be translating for her.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just felt like she'll be comfortable with her sister, because my dad is not alive. So I felt like she's more close to my aunt. So that's why she was there. And
Eventually had the village. I think I was served some food too as well. And I bought your mom some tea as well. Always bring gifts too as well. So I also bought your mom some tea. And, it was a good time. Her brothers were nice and everything was fine. When you're doing something like this, you do want to, one thing for me was it's always that language, and it's still there. It's always that language barrier, right? So, but over time, at least I believe that it would be knocked down a little bit anyways.
yeah, so you went back after your vacation in Kenya.
Baby, make your worries go away. So put your trust in me. We'll work it out, you'll see. If we get in a car and drive someplace far, yeah, we could go.
When I was flying, back home, I always wondered like how you felt. If you thought that I was like gonna come back, or if I was just like gone.
I think there was a lot of mixed feelings. Like, okay, would you come back? Did you enjoy like your staycation in Kenya? Or like, there were so many questions. But at the end of the day, I think God really worked for me. Yeah. Because I think I had that hope and faith that things will work out well.
So when I was here, did you try to do anything that would, I assume you wanted me to come back eventually.
Yeah.
Did you try to do anything that would like make me come back?
No, I did not even do anything, because all that time we were like going for vacation. And I think I was like your bodyguard at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like your spokesperson. I was like describing this food, if it's good, because you're not familiar with African food. So I was like, so I have to translate, because you have never seen ugali in your life. You have never seen chapati in your life. You have never seen githeri. So for me, I think I was not into more of thinking about so many things, but I was like there for the moment, and also like guide you so that you don't get scammed. And imagine someone coming from a different country just to come and see you, then something bad happens to them. So me, I was more into make sure that you are more comfortable and you love this place. Even if we will not date or marry me, you will still come to this place and just still enjoy it.
I can't be watching, waiting for changes, wondering for the right time. 'Cause I noticed we came to a pavement that crumbled.
Let's talk about like how we did the bride price negotiation.
Oh, let me tell you guys, I was the negotiator of this man.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Because them, like, they can't send like someone just to come and negotiate. So what I did was I told my mom, we told my brother who is the firstborn, of course he's the head of the family, and we called the elders. They came and they gave us the list. The list of the things that are required for the
Well, yeah. So what were some of the things on the list?
They were like, "Oh, is this man? Why can't he come here?" Then my brother said the man is not around. So our culture can really excuse you if you are not around. Yeah, they can give you that marriage list. But you are lucky that they did not penalty you. They did not give you a penalty.
Yeah. So,
But the surprising thing was the shocking part was the goats.
yeah. How many goats?
46. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
There was a large amount. There was quite a number of goats.
Yeah. Tell us like, where are you guys taking the goats? It's tradition.
Yeah, and it's also a little bit different because, I mean, I knew there was the concept of a bride price. So, I mean, maybe if you're not aware, bride price is, when two people are getting married, for bride price, the man pays the woman's family whatever they ask. Like, they can ask for whatever, right? And, for us, I think there was a list, it's like 48 goats. It's like, I think there were some cows there too, some yams. It was like,
it's weird, eh?
Right? Exactly.
So, and I feel that at that time you're not familiar with the dowry issue. So let me ask, did you pay everything for my dowry?
If I didn't pay everything, you think you'll be here?
Oh my God, did you pay everything?
I paid it all in full.
Full?
Yeah. I paid it all.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's nothing too big for me.
I'm on the sea right here. I'm all alone falling.
Honestly, what we just ended up doing was we ended up getting like the value. So 48 goats, for example, there's like zero chance that I'm going to come to Kenya and buy 48 goats.
Yeah.
So we ended up just getting the value of that.
And my mom
just
is old.
exactly, like, why are we buying 48 goats for?
So we did cash,
Yeah. So we did everything. We did like the traditional,
dowry, everything.
They did the traditional this thing. We did the Rurashua celebration.
It was a private event, actually. The funny thing, we had planned to do a bigger wedding, but we changed. We went to do the wedding in another country.
You said we were thinking of doing a big Rurashua and also a big wedding. So now that we did a private wedding, I'm kind of curious, which one do you have, now that you've tasted like a private small wedding, what's your opinion? Which one do you think you would prefer?
Okay.
Because we only did a small one, right?
I would say I would do a big wedding.
A big one. Okay.
And a small Rurashua.
And a small Rurashua.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means if, let's say, there was a young Kenyan lady that came to you for advice on like how to structure the wedding, you would recommend she does a big wedding?
Go for that big wedding.
Okay, you should go for that.
Me, I'm not misleading you. No, it's my advice.
So your mom was present in your traditional wedding.
Yeah.
But your mom, so we ended up going to Bahamas.
Yeah.
Where we did a very small legal wedding, right? But your mom wasn't present in Bahamas.
Yeah, she was not present.
But it wasn't big. Why? Why wasn't she? It wasn't because of like we're trying to keep it small, right?
Yeah.
It was because of the timeline of everything, passport, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it wasn't like your mom wasn't present. It was just at that point in time. It's just getting out to Bahamas. It's like almost like impossible, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that one was a good wedding, that the one that we did. It's like, I feel bad. I'm just saying, like, if you can do a big wedding where you can accommodate your close people, it's good.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about what, my approach is always like, when you're doing a wedding, you have to sit down, you have to think about, hey, okay, we're going to spend this amount of money. At least from a guy's perspective, this is what at least I think you should be thinking about anyways.
Yeah.
We're going to spend this amount of money. What's the worth, right? What, like, okay, it's going to make us happy. That's great. Is it something we can do without today we're happy and tomorrow we're not like that happy, right? So it's always a balance between things.
You dramatize, you
exactly. So we did the Rura show in Kenya,
Yeah.
the traditional, and then we ended up going to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And that was your first time, right?
Yeah, it was my first
Outside.
international trip.
Yeah, that was your first time outside of Kenya.
Yeah.
Okay, and outside of Africa. So how did
Yeah.
you feel? How did you feel about it? Like, how did you were leaving basically the shores.
It was a dream come true, honestly.
Like you crossed the whole ocean.
It was a dream come true, but now I was like, okay, I'm far from home. And everyone that was surrounding me was like, I'm not even familiar with them. Now you became my protector. You're the only one that I can talk to. I felt a different feeling, but I was much happier than anything else. Yeah.
Okay, exactly. And the food was good too as well. How was the food?
The
food transition.
I will not lie.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I lost like 3 kgs. Yeah.
Throughout that trip.
Throughout that trip until we did the wedding, we did the honeymoon, and I came back. I lost like 3 kgs because I would only eat noodles. And when we went to Trinidad, I can only eat fries and chicken. That's all. And their pizza is so bad. So I think food was the problem.
So wait, but to travel to Bahamas, so you had like what are the requirements? Like did you have a passport?
Definitely.
Okay.
But it's a visa-free country.
Okay, so you can go to the Bahamas without a visa.
Yeah.
Okay, from Kenya. Okay, that's good. Okay.
It was a good experience though. Yeah, we went, we did the wedding. The wedding was good. Our honeymoon was good. And the funny thing, we had a very huge cake. Where did we even take the cake? I can't even.
Yeah, we had a huge cake. I think we left it at the hotel because it was just a lot of cake than we can eat, right? Yeah. Who planned our Rura show and who planned our Bahamas wedding?
I planned the Russia. You planned the wedding.
Yeah, so we are wedding planners, right?
Yeah, you can call us for you. Actually, I was the one that was doing food, looking for videographer, photographer, clothes, like everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think for the traditional, I did a lot. For you are just like giving them orders and they're like, okay, everything is in the hotel and everything is ready. Yeah, your work is just to come. But the funny thing is that we got sick. During our wedding, we were very sick. That's something I never talked about. We were very sick. I remember after the wedding that evening, we went to sleep. I was very sick. And the funny thing, the chemists there, they don't just sell medication if you don't have a doctor's prescription. It's not like in Kenya, you can just walk in a chemist to get. Hey, I suffered. Food. But mommy and daddy, they enjoyed the better part of Bahamas.
Yeah. That's the thing. When you do big weddings, I feel a lot of times it's about the guests actually even enjoy more than the people doing the wedding itself, right? So at least I was happy that our guests were good. And we even met some very nice other friends there in Bahamas that joined us for the wedding, right?
And we are still friends up to today.
Yeah, and we're still
and
friends.
One thing I can say is that I used to cry. I still have those videos. When I was planning the big wedding, before we changed our mind, I used to cry because I was like here alone. I was doing everything. And I just felt like everything is so overwhelming. Like, and sometimes whatever people are giving you, it's not what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can see from the list that I gave you, I really wanted that wedding. Like you saw the list, the gown that I had chosen, everything. Yeah. But anyway, I thank you so much for what you did to me. Thank you for making my first international trip. And also, I loved Ireland. But let's say not Bahamas. I loved Maldives, but you took me to Bahamas. Bahamas is in America, right?
So it's
But that place is so nice. Like I would pay.
Yeah, Bahamas is very nice.
If I was asked for another trip, I would say Bahamas is a good place. And they said not so many Kenyans do their weddings there.
Yeah,
I think
actually we were the first. We were the first. Okay, so when I was there, people maybe because of my parents dressing too as well, and maybe you too, they kind of just assumed that all of us were like full like Africans, and we are full Africans. But so they told us that we're the first Africans to ever like come and do a wedding there, right? I said they want to see more of that. I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I think, and we'll probably try to put some pictures here on the screen here, but I think the good thing about that is if we go to that same spot, we did it by a gazebo. the wedding. And if we go back to that spot in 20 years, 30 years, we can see pictures of ourselves at that same gazebo. So it was a very amazing experience, I think.
Okay, so how do you feel like so far? How is life after marriage? Do you love the process?
Yeah, so I think after marriage, overall, I would say it's been very good. I think just going a little bit just back to the Bahamas, and I think when we left, I think it really like hit me a lot when we were like, okay, because the way we got to Bahamas was not very straightforward. We went to Trinidad first, then to Bahamas. But when we were going back, you went to Kenya and I didn't follow you back.
You went back to
I went back because of work. So I went back home to Canada. And, it was in Trinidad that it really hit me that,
you're leaving me.
That I'm leaving you.
In a foreign country where I don't even know anyone.
Yeah, where you don't even know anyone. And it also hit me that, typically when couples get married, they end up like staying together. But ours was very interesting because we got married.
We stayed for 1 week.
Was it even up
Yeah,
to
it's
1
1
week?
week, yeah.
We stayed for 1 week and we left each other, right? So it was, I think it hit me a little bit differently that, this is going to be an interesting, I guess, adventure, if that's what you can call it, a lifetime adventure. And so far it's been interesting. That's the thing about, I would say, online dating is, especially with the way we've met, is like for you to do, at least on both of our sides, for you to do what we've done, you do have to be open-minded. You do have to desire to seek something different, right? When challenges come your way, you do have to like be ready to persevere and sort of be resilient, keep knocking the door, and if that door doesn't open, change to a different door and knock, right? Yeah. Organizing the trip for you to Kenya, from Kenya to Bahamas, it wasn't like easy per se. There were a lot of hurdles, considering that Bahamas isn't a visa-free country and not many people even know.
Go there. Actually, even the staffs at the airport, they have no idea that it's a visa-free.
And they're asking for visa, like which visa? There's no visa, right? Yeah. And then, just going back and forth, and it's really painful, especially when you've paid for all these things and it's a little bit of a hassle, right? So it's been fun. I think we've learned a lot of things. We're getting stronger. Yeah,
we have only 1 month to our... like in marriage, it would be like 1 year now. After January. Yeah. So anniversary is in February, right? Yeah. So it's been very good. I'll say life has been very good, I think. Yeah. Me, I can say it has been good. I married my best friend. Yeah. And so far so good. You can see us, we are happy together. Yeah. 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 So for those of you that are thinking, contemplating about swiping left, right, well, I hope we are there. Yeah, we're alive. We are samples. Yeah, so obviously, I'm not saying it's for everyone, but don't let, when you want something, just do it, right? Don't be afraid of it. Just do it. And this one is our story. We are trying to encourage someone out there. So if you're planning to go, or to start your profile on a dating app, just go for it. And I can say for us, it has not been bad. It has been smooth. And the funny thing is that we have done so many projects. They're not yet in public, but next year, hopefully, God's time is always the best. You guys will see it. But we have been working on so many projects together. And that's the happiness of our family. Yeah. And the other thing is that you have 2 parents. Me, I have 2 parents. Yeah. And also I added siblings. Oh yeah. So now we're one family. Yeah. So yeah. Happy. So mommy, wherever you are, my 2 mommies and 1 daddy, we love you so much. And thank you so much for supporting us. I know both parents were shocked, like these 2 kids, they are bringing us from another country. And we just want to say thank you for supporting us. And I think our parents were the backbone. Like, imagine if my mom said no, or your mom said no. How do you feel? The good thing is like, they supported us 100%. There was no. Yeah. Usually, from my experience, when that happens, there's usually a riff between. It's not an easy thing, especially when, I'm sure there's many people going through this, right? You want to like do something, maybe you want to marry a girl and your parents are like, nah, and you don't understand the reason why. And even sometimes their reasons actually don't make any sense, right? It's always like, a struggle, and, eventually it balances out, whether
somehow it balances out, right?
Yeah.
But for us, that wasn't our case, right? I think a key thing is how you present the idea, right? I think like even there are some people that back at home, when they realized that, they were like, oh, how did your parents even agree to this, right? It's all about how you present the idea. You gotta present it. It happens in not just even in marriage, right? In different things, it's all about how you present the idea. So okay,
that's our story, and thank you guys for watching. We love you guys so much. If you have not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for, because this channel, it has got everything that you want, even YOLO. My YOLO guys, it's not like I've forgotten about you guys. We only live once, and I know you'll be shocked with my next trip where I'll be going. So just stay tuned. And for my dialogue people, just stay tuned. We love you so much, and we will keep posting and updating you and entertaining you as much as we can. And thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe.